We're back. This is the KikiNDee show.
Give them that real enthusiasm because it's really a separate video, so you don't really feel the oomph because you just did it. So I gotta get each one has that 100%. Hit them with it again. One more time. Boom.
That was rewinding the tape. Okay. So,
Get well.
hey everybody, welcome to the KikiNDee show. Woo, woo, woo.
Boom, boom, boom.
We are back. We are back. And just in case, if you have not already, we want you to like
And subscribe.
and subscribe and share. Share
with other couples.
regardless of whether you want to or not. Like, subscribe, and share.
Whether you want to or not,
That's
like
right.
and subscribe. Do it anyway.
That's right.
It's your duty.
It's your duty.
You're like,
Obligation.
why is it my duty or obligation? I don't know. We just want you to help us.
Sounds good.
Hit it. Like button and the subscribe button.
That's right.
This is a good one right here.
Yeah. So today we are talking about insuring the gap. My guy. My husband.
We're not gonna start over yet. You're gonna get every last blooper.
My husband is great with talking about numbers and talking about leading the family, above and beyond. So insuring the gap is something that he takes pride in. So here you go. Let's talk about it.
First, let's define what insuring the gap is.
Yes. What is it?
She's in a vibe right now.
What is it?
How you gonna mess? I tell you, man. I take a break right now. Swear to God.
No, you said
Yeah.
that video before.
I said, well, I was working to it. So
I know.
go watch Vivid
That's okay.
Vision. You'll know what she's talking about. See, pretty soon we're gonna be on the boat. She's gonna have on a thong bathing suit. We're not gonna videotape it. We're gonna let just strangers enjoy. And I'm gonna have some little short little speedos with six pack. Bling, bling, bling. We're working on it. Gonna die down. It's real out here when you start pulling up on 50.
Oh my God.
But today is insuring the gap. And I'm gonna take my time with this one. So this is not gonna be 10 minutes, maybe 20 or 30.
Okay, I'm ready.
Insuring the gap. First, what that means is insuring the gap as it relates to an inheritance that you want to leave to your children's children. So we're talking grandchildren.
Right.
Okay? The amount of wealth you want to leave to these children, how much you've already acquired of the goal that you want to leave to them versus how much you really want to leave. So for example, let's take, I had a family member hit me up and we were just talking about just an idea that he had as it relates, we just general conversation, we were chatting about he has grandchildren, 6 grandchildren, which is awesome. I wish I had 6 grandkids. I wish I had 6 grandkids, all boys, and 6 grandkids, all girls. Big family.
Oh gosh, I'm excited. We need to talk to our kids about that.
Yeah, but they got to make some more money.
I know.
And then 2 have to
That's
get
the
married
thought of
first.
it. Yeah, that's the
2 got to
thought.
get married, and
Yeah.
the other one's got to make. We need to go and have them babies anyway, because time is running out. Anyway, we digress. So anyway, he wants to leave an inheritance to his kids. So his thought process was, I want to leave this house to him. Pay this house off, leave this house to these 6 kids.
Right.
I was like, hell, leave them all one.
Yeah.
Leave every last one of them one. And there's a couple ways you can do it. So let's say you have a property that you can leave to them now. Let's say you have 1 and there's 6. Okay, so you want to leave them 6, but you have 1. The gap is 5. The amount of funds that it takes to acquire the 5, that's what you need to have insured.
Okay.
That is insuring the gap. I have one property, I have 6 grandchildren. I want to leave all 6 grandkids a property. The gap between what I have, which is 1 property, and the gap between what I would like to leave, which is 6, is 5 properties.
Okay.
The funds necessary to acquire these 5 properties is what needs to be insured.
Okay.
So the vision, like the vivid vision, is being able to leave 6 properties. That is the wealth in which you will leave these grandchildren.
That's how you worded that.
I like that too. You're gonna give me a reward, some cookies.
Absolutely.
I got the milk. So you're gonna get t-shirts. You're gonna have cookies on yours. I'm gonna have milk. They're not gonna know what the hell we're talking about. But if you think about it, it's hilarious. But it's X-rated. Anyway, back to we digress for a moment.
Yes.
You get married, you can do what you want to do. You have a license for these things, right?
Okay.
We have a license to be nasty.
Yeah.
That's the business of being
Nasty
nasty.
good.
Nasty good. So the gap is the 5 units. Okay. So let's say these 5 units, we're talking about invested property, it's about $1 million. If you're gonna buy them cash, okay, so we're just gonna say $1 million.
Okay.
You can get a term life policy for $1 million. The question would be, how long of a term would you need? And I would suggest roughly 5 years more than what you think it would take you to acquire that $1 million in wealth to buy that gap.
Okay.
So however long, based on your surplus of funds, that's the money that you have after you paid all of your expenses, including gas and groceries, and your minimal investments, that money, how much can, how long is it going to take for that amount of money to accumulate to the point where you could have acquired the 5?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that's 10 years. Let's say based on your surplus of income, you could acquire those additional 5 properties. It would take you 10 years. Then you would perhaps get a 15-year term policy.
Okay.
So it ensures the gap. That says that if you die before you acquire those 10 properties, let's say you get 8 years into the process and God forbid you just don't make it.
Right.
The insurance, and you've acquired, let's say, an additional 2 or 3 properties. So now you have 4 or 5 properties, but you need 6.
Right.
You have the insurance that can then come in and acquire that and add that to the wealth that you want to give. You just have to work through the logistics and the legalities of how you want those funds from the insurance to be distributed and how you want it to play out as it relates to the giving of this wealth to your grandchildren.
Right.
Meaning you may have to have a trustee to take those funds and acquire the properties. You may have to have a trustee divide those funds up based on your will, what have you, amongst these children. So that's the part that you would perhaps have to get with the trust attorney and make certain that your will and your trust is in line and done properly to cover it. That's ensuring the gap. Now this is to promote thought, not to give you exact numbers. So I'm going to kind of give you a quick rundown here as to how one would work towards ensuring that gap. So let's say this person can financially afford to acquire 1 property every 2 years.
Okay.
To leave as an inheritance to his.
Are we still working off of the 6 children?
We're still working off of the 6 children. So an idea would be if he can acquire 2 properties per every other year. Mm-hmm. No, 1 property every other year. Apologies. Mm-hmm. 1 property every other year. He may very well outpace life, so he may be able to acquire those 5 properties. If he acquires all 6 properties, the additional 5. Before the term policy runs out, and it's now, let's say it's a 15-year term policy, he hits his goal in 8 years or 10 years, then the policy is gravy. Then you can become more creative with your inheritance. You might say, you know what? Come that time he's still living, he can change the beneficiary on that policy.
Because he's still living.
Because he's still living. And he can pass along to other family members, or he can then have that policy go to paying off any balances of these properties that he's leaving to his grandchildren, which means he can strengthen and give even more abundantly. He can then take that, give it to nieces, nephews, divide up by a certain amount, give it to a charity, right? Or he can have it set aside to go into a trust for maybe there's a great grandchild at this point in time, and he can shift the inheritance over to the great grandchild or grandchildren. Mm-hmm. So he can, because he may not, he still have another 5 years, but he can divert it that way.
Right.
So just some different ideas. When you really start, a lot of this stuff really isn't complex. It's just taking the time to actually go through the steps and just thinking and putting yourself, put some thought behind it, and then just like, okay, and just thinking it through practically, and then you can really make some moves. So hopefully it promoted some thought with you guys. Digging into the details can get a little bit difficult to explain like in the video. So if you want to give us a shout and speak further, we have trust attorneys that we've spoken with that may be able to give you the legalities of a trust and a will. Also, we have advisors that we're partnering with that we can refer you to. And if you're looking to buy these properties, whether it be investment properties that you may want to leave as an inheritance, maybe pull funds from a retirement account and then go and purchase investment property, give us a call. I'd love to help you with the loan. And that's it for this one.
That plug.
Gotta put the plug in there, because as you know, I gotta get this W-2 dough to go buy these passive income rental properties though, so I can retire one day though. That's it right there. I gotta get that down like boom, boom.
VA loan at Mortgage Group Financial, home of the no minimum credit score VA loan. I'm calling on all agents, you, the realtors who are on the front line. We're asking you to take the time. Look at all your clients, those who have been turned down by your primary lender. I ask that you give me a call because here at Mortgage Solutions, we believe our veterans, our active military personnel, deserve a second look.